Hi kids, welcome to my behind the screen office. Yes, I know I work at least 3 hours a day on preparing my 3-minute forecast on this lovely green screen behind me. And this is exactly what's behind me, a green screen. Yeah, there you go. It's called magic. Magic, magic, magic. This is what I see. If I turn around and I talk to this, I'm talking to a green screen. So where in the world are my graphics? Well, we'll talk about that in just a second. But as you know, my office, it's mainly about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps. This is my space, my 5-step space here. And while I'm giving the weather, my anchors sit over there, probably not listening. And I do have a director and a producer in my ear talking. You see this? This is what we call an IFB. I tend to sometimes ignore some of the producer's cues as I'm going through my forecast. And one other important thing that I use in my office, the weather clicker. And notice that there are a ton of buttons on here. So imagine just talking about the weather and having to figure out what button you have to hit. It's pretty interesting. So this is what we call the chroma key or the green screen. Would I call it meteorology magic? In fact, hey, look at that. Look what just popped up behind me. View of Cleveland, temperatures, which by the way, yes, it's springtime, and yes, we're finally feeling more of the temperatures. So a little bit of what I have to do here, I get about 3 minutes, and with that, I talked about this before, building the graphics before I get on the set. But what happens here, let's go take the shot again. The higher shot. Where did the city go? Where did my graphics go? So yes, as I'm on in front of this green screen, this is really all I see. This monitor here is what I'm looking at part of the time. So when I face over to the right, probably looking to the left for you, but over to the right for me, this is how I'm pointing. Now notice that I'm not actually touching the green screen, and sometimes you could trip, so you have to really watch what you're doing over here. That wouldn't be good, wouldn't it? Now as I look over here, another screen. I can see my graphics in this, and then I have a computer way over here behind the scenes. So if something messes up, my graphics freeze, I can go over. And one other thing you don't really see while I'm on television, how about this? This is where I hook up my mic, my IFB. I call it my weather arrest. So once I move out of the weather center, it phones Dick Goddard and says, Jenn Harcher is out of the studio, get her back in. I'm just kidding. All right, let's go ahead and talk about these graphics now. Part of the magic here, click these little buttons. We can click ahead, and that's where I get these other graphics that start to pop up. Now, when I think about graphics and when I think about telling you the weather story, I like ordering them in a way that I think will tell the complete weather story for you. Right now, the weather story is just how windy it is this afternoon, and we have wind gusts upwards of almost 40 degrees in Mansfield. So I'm going to continue to click ahead, wind advisory in effect, and you notice I'm pointing here over towards Medina, Wayne, Holmes County, but look at what I see. Let's take the up shot. There you go. I'm looking at a green screen again. Pretty cool, huh? All right, magic. Bring it back. There we go. Now, as I widen out the view, we can do a lot of cool things on the green screen here. We can talk about, well, some of these fronts, which of course, warm front means warmer air coming in, cold front means colder air coming in, and I can actually draw these fronts, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to actually zoom into some of these fronts. So there you go. I touched the bar here, and oop, this popped on the screen. And what do you want to do? You want to slide? No, I'm just kidding. All right, we're going to do this slide here. And we can slide that warm front. Woo! This is a meteorological magic, right? Let's put that warm front back to where it belongs. All right, how about we zoom in? I hit the zoom box. Let's zoom into Cleveland. And there you go. Magic. I'm going to say, let's take this away. There it goes. Pretty cool, huh? So this is my behind the scenes office space. I can even click ahead. Hey, I'm running out of time. The producer's yelling in my ear. Sorry, Leah. we can click ahead to the 8-day forecast. All I have to do is hit this little button, this one. It's called the hot button, and it's not working. Oh, it is. Here you go. Here's the 8-day forecast. And of course, beautiful spring weather as we head over the next couple of days. And look at this, temperatures back to colder conditions here Monday into Tuesday. And sometimes on this green screen, you see school closings on the bottom of the screen. Raise your hand. Are you a fan of the school closing alerts and delays? I think maybe you might have been. How many snow days did you have this year? Well, that's one thing that we get on the green screen too. And in fact, over all of our parts of the newscast is a little banner on the bottom that tells you about the snow days. So, in closing here, let's bring up the big shot again. This is my office. I'm here for about 6 minutes during one of my days. Just 6 minutes, can you believe that? And in those 6 minutes, I have to press a bunch of buttons. I have to know where to point. I have to know what area I'm talking about. In fact, we'll talk about that a little bit later. What you need to know to become a meteorologist. You need to know geography. You need to know, obviously know how to read, right? Math, science. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. In fact, we're going to talk a little bit about severe weather awareness. So I will see you soon. Thank you for joining me in my office. Have a wonderful day.